This is Singapore, one of the few city-states in the world with a land area comparable to that of New York City or Madrid. Singapore's remarkable economic journey epitomizes the impact of astute and pragmatic management on national development. From its humble origins as the poorest country in Southeast Asia, Singapore has ascended to become the region's wealthiest nation, a particularly notable feat given its small population and lack of natural resources. The nation's strategic location at the crossroads of East and West, coupled with shrewd trade negotiations and meticulous economic planning, has positioned Singapore as a leading global financial hub, topping the World Bank's ranking for ease of doing business. As a prime destination for shipping and logistics, semiconductor and consumer electronics manufacturing, and petrochemical production, Singapore capitalizes on its strategic position and excellent port facilities. Beyond its economic might, Singapore also thrives as a major tourist destination, famed for its dynamic cultural scene, diverse culinary landscape, and iconic attractions like Marina Bay Sands and Gardens by the Bay. Central to Singapore's success is its unwavering commitment to flexibility, innovation, and technology, demonstrated through significant investments in research and development. This strategic focus has made Singapore a hub for high-tech industries, including biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, and information technology, attracting investment from both local and global entities. The government's promotion of a pro-business climate characterized by low tax rates, robust legal protections, and a skilled workforce continues to attract multinational corporations and sustain economic growth. However, Singapore navigates a complex path to prosperity, facing challenges such as an aging population, a highly competitive global economic environment, and geopolitical volatility that could impact its neutrality and vital trade agreements. Singapore's separation from Malaysia in 1965 marked a turning point, propelling it on an independent path of political and economic development. This period laid the foundation for Singapore's transformation into a dynamic, trade-oriented economy, overcoming its early challenges to become a significant player in the global economic landscape. As a small nation intimately dependent on global trade to maintain its quality of life, Singapore has navigated global financial calamities, such as the 2008 financial crash and COVID, with shrewd pragmatism. However, it faces a unique set of problems that threaten to undermine the powerful economy it's built. Singapore currently confronts one of the most pressing demographic crises of the 21st century, an aging population. While not unique to Singapore, this problem presents a particularly acute challenge to this island city-state, where the balance of a youthful workforce and elderly dependence is shifting rapidly. As of the 2020s, Singapore's median age has risen steadily, with a significant portion of the population moving into the senior citizen bracket. This demographic shift is attributed to increased life expectancy, a testament to Singapore's successful healthcare system and declining birth rates. As the population ages, strain increases on Singapore's healthcare services, with the demand for age-related healthcare outpacing its ability to provide it. In an attempt to preempt these issues, Singapore has implemented initiatives to expand healthcare infrastructure, including the building of new hospitals and polyclinics specifically tailored to elder care. The Ng Teng Fong General Hospital, opened in 2015, was designed with features to cater to elderly patients, such as non-slip floors and larger signage for easy navigation. Additionally, the government has introduced various subsidies to support the elderly, such as the Pioneer Generation Package, launched in 2014, which provides additional healthcare subsidies to Singaporeans who were aged 65 and above in 2014, recognizing their contributions to building the nation. However, the health of aging citizens is not the only problem an aging demographic presents. As the number of working-age individuals shrinks relative to the elderly, a looming productivity crisis threatens Singapore's booming economy. In response, Singapore has implemented policies encouraging older citizens to remain in the workforce, raising the re-employment age to 67 in 2017, and has also made efforts to encourage lifelong learning and reskilling in order to keep the senior workforce relevant and employable. Economically, financial planning for retirement has been a key focus. The Central Provident Fund system in Singapore plays a crucial role in ensuring financial security for the elderly, ensuring that retirees have sufficient savings for their golden years. While these efforts hope to lessen the impact of the aging population, the runaway increase in housing costs threaten to continue to harm the birth rate. For a small nation like Singapore, it may find itself in a particularly vulnerable position in future decades. Singapore, though renowned as a global financial hub, faces the perpetual challenge of economic restructuring and maintaining competitiveness in a swiftly evolving global landscape. This challenge is multifaceted, encompassing the need to shift towards advanced industries, foster innovation, and continually upgrade the skill of its workforce, all while competing with emerging economies that offer lower costs. While Singapore's economy has historically relied heavily on its manufacturing and exports, the nation has strategically pivoted towards high-tech industries, financial services, and innovation-driven sectors in response to growing competition from other Asian economies, which have become attractive destinations for manufacturing due to their lower labor and production costs. Through various initiatives, such as the Smart Nation program, the government has actively encouraged the growth of its high-tech sectors, creating new economic opportunities and attracting global tech giants and startups alike. Recognizing that innovation is crucial to staying ahead in the global economy, Singapore has heavily invested in research and development. The National Research Foundation, established in 2006, plays a pivotal role in coordinating the research strategy of Singapore, focusing on areas like biomedical sciences, clean technology, and digital media, in efforts to become a global leader. The Research, Innovation and Enterprise 2020 plan, launched in 2016, allocated SGD 19 billion for R&D over 5 years, underscoring the nation's dedication to fostering innovation. Moreover, a key component of Singapore's strategy to remain competitive is to modernize its workforce alongside its industries, providing Singaporeans with the opportunities to develop relevant skills throughout their lives, regardless of their starting points. While pursuing economic restructuring and competitiveness, Singapore is making efforts not to adversely affect its population in the process. Policies are in place to support workers who may be displaced due to industry shifts, and there is a strong emphasis on social safety nets to cushion the impacts of economic transformation. Singapore's position as a small state heavily reliant on global trade places it in a unique and often precarious position in the face of global geopolitical shifts and trade tensions. With the nation's trade volume being 3 times its GDP, Singapore is still quite dependent on open and stable trade routes. Disruptions to these routes, whether due to political disputes, economic sanctions, or other forms of geopolitical unrest, can have immediate and profound effects on Singapore's economy. Trade wars, such as the US-China trade tensions that escalated in recent years, can have significant implications for Singapore. In response to these vulnerabilities, Singapore has consistently pursued a foreign policy based on pragmatism, neutrality, and strong diplomatic ties, striving to maintain good relationships with major powers, while actively participating in multilateral organizations. Singapore's membership in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations is a cornerstone of its foreign policy, offering a platform for regional dialogue and cooperation. Singapore's diplomacy is also characterized by its efforts to engage in free trade agreements with various countries and regional blocs. These agreements, such as the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, are crucial in ensuring that Singapore has multiple avenues for trade and is not overly reliant on any single country or region. However, economic cohesion represents only one aspect of Singapore's delicate dance. In the Southeast Asian region, where power dynamics are complex and often fluid, Singapore must also carefully balance its relations with neighboring countries. Issues such as territorial disputes in the South China Sea pose challenges to regional stability and require careful diplomatic maneuvering. Most recently, in late 2018, a significant territorial dispute arose between Singapore and Malaysia, centered on the territorial waters off Tuas in the western part of Singapore. This new point of contention was triggered when Malaysia unilaterally extended the limits of its Johor Bahru port, encroaching into what Singapore considered its own territorial waters. Singapore responded assertively by also extending its port limits, a move aimed at countering Malaysia's actions and reaffirming its territorial claims. This escalation led to heightened tensions between the two neighboring countries, marked by increasing naval patrols in the disputed area. The dispute also had broader ramifications, notably affecting bilateral projects such as the high-speed rail project linking Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, which experienced delays and uncertainties as a result of the heightened diplomatic tensions. In 2019, Singapore and Malaysia agreed to a mutual suspension of their overlapping port claims, opening the door for constructive dialogue. They initiated discussions aimed at the delimitation of their maritime boundaries, signaling a shared understanding of the importance of resolving such disputes through peaceful means. This agreement marked a significant step towards maintaining stability and fostering continued cooperation in the region. As we've explored today, Singapore's journey through the 20th century was marked by astute planning and strategic foresight, positioning it as a global powerhouse despite its small size. As we stand at the threshold of an uncertain future, laden with new challenges and opportunities, Singapore will need to be more shrewd and adaptable than ever before. The city-state's next chapter will undoubtedly be as dynamic and intriguing as its past, and the world stands as keen observers of how Singapore navigates these uncharted waters. Thanks for watching.